Hey everybody, Matt here. I'm going to be doing a little bit of something a little different here that I don't usually do, but it kind of goes along in a kind of a survivalist vein. Zombies. Everybody loves zombies. We talk about zombies all the time. You know, in the YouTube community, we're always talking about our zombie gun and our zombie defensive gear and what would you do when the zombies attack, and it's kind of you know, I guess we take it a little seriously, but we really don't. It's kind of a wink and a nod to you know, yeah, this is what we have, and when we say zombies, I mean, yeah, it would work for that situation, but really what we're talking about is you know, without rule of law or shit hit the fan situation or something like that. And I mean, obviously we all know that. But it's fun, you know, to deal with zombies. I mean, it's just a fun way to approach that subject and to deal with it, and we all know that. But everybody loves zombies. I mean, we love the zombie movies, you know. We love the zombie video games. We love zombies. I mean, we just in general, America in general, but especially, you know, if you're a gun guy, you know, you just have this affinity for that whole shit hit the fan, into the world, zombies taking over kind of thing. And it's kind of a fun way to look at it and to you know, use that as an example. So what I want to do today is I want to go over a book, and this is a book that I've read cover to cover a couple times, and it's just a really good, fun book that I think, more than just any sort of fiction, regular fiction novel, will really appeal to people who are interested in guns and survival, and you know, people who prepare for bugging out or bugging in, or you know, things like that. And that's this book. Many of you probably know it. It's the Zombie Survival Guide. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it or heard of it. Some of you probably read it. It's written by Max Brooks. If anybody doesn't know who that is actually Mel Brooks' son. He's written a few books. This one and another zombie book called World War Z, an oral history of the zombie war, and that's actually being made into a movie right now. But anyway, this one here is set up almost like a survival guide would be set up, just your regular average survival guide. And in the table of contents here, you know, it's hard to see, but I'll read it off to you. You've got the undead, myths and realities, weapon and combat techniques, close combat, slings and arrows, general rules, firearms, explosive, fire, other weapons, armor, on the defense, defending your home, defending public places, how to build a fortress, on the run, equipment, vehicles, terrain types, if you're on the attack, weapons gear, transportation, strategies, you know, living in an undead world, how to start over, what you need to know. Now, the reason I like this book so much, and the reason it's cool, other than just the zombie factor of it, is it actually gets into detail about how to survive. Now, it doesn't go into as much detail as a lot of other survival books do. And in fact, there are parts in it where it says, you know, things like, oh, for growing your garden, you know, that's something you're going to want to think about. To learn how to do that, see X, you know, so-and-so survival manual. It won't give you all the details, but it gives you really good ideas. And what's, you know, and that's what's cool about it. I mean, it's a really cool book that actually is somewhat useful. Now, like I said, it doesn't have a lot of specifics in it outside of the defense and offense of it. When it comes to actual survival, it basically says things like, you know, this manual is intended specifically for use against zombies, for basic survival guides and camping and water purification techniques. See so-and-so, you know, survival guide. So there's certain survival aspects that aren't specific in here. Okay, it gives general ideas. where it does get specific is in things like weapons and how to fortify a home and how to fortify an office building, how to defend yourself in certain scenarios and in certain terrains and things like that. When it comes to offense and defense and the tools you would use for offense and defense, it actually gets very specific. It goes through and tells you what some of the most effective weapons are firearms wise. It talks about the AK-47. It talks about how the .22 rifle is actually a really good weapon to use, even though it's a very small caliber. Just a lot of stuff that it's almost surprising. Also talks a lot about how to make tools and how to make weapons and things like that, and surprisingly things that are pretty accurate. Obviously a lot of research went into making this, and as you can see here we've got just little basic drawings of looks like a M1 carbine, shotgun, little revolver, there we go, AK-47. Real basic drawings in this. Talks about using a crossbow and bow and arrow, and like I said, it's a fun book that actually has some usefulness to it. It is set up like a survival manual, so it's not exactly a good novel read. It's very, like I said, it's zombie survival guide, and it's set up very much like a survival manual. But it's a good book. It's a fun book to read. It's funny at times, and at times it also you can see yourself reading this going, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I should do that. Like I said, even though we give a little wink and a nod when it comes to talking about zombies, and we know it's all BS, it's still fun. But when you can take something that's dedicated to zombies and actually look at it and go, that would actually work in the real world, that's a pretty cool idea. So anyway, that's it. Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. Check it out. I think you'll like it. I think you'll get a kick out of it, and I think you might even find it useful in some ways. Even if it's something you want to give to somebody else to say, hey, check this out, see what you think. Give it to somebody who may not be as survival minded as you, but you want to kind of open their mind up to the possibilities. That might be something they would read instead of an actual survival manual. Who knows? So anyway, that's it. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. I will have some more vids up soon. That's it. Let me know what you think. We'll see y'all later.